after yesterday's dramatic rainstorm, which resulted in the race ending early as well, and Nick Cassidy taking the victory. We're time to get back in action. Welcome to the second race here in New York City, and it's just going to be exciting as ever. Let's take a look back at what happened in free practice 3 and in qualifying. It's green light and away we go for free practice number 3 here in New York City. After yesterday's dramatic rainstorm as well, it's time for drivers with new chassis. That includes Cassidy, Van Dorn, Degrassi, Verline and Mortara to get some new runs out here as well. So DaCosta, Evans, Cassidy, 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Sete Camera 4th, Lotterer 5th. De Vries in 6th position as well. With Burch 7th, Roland 8th, Sims 9th and Frines completing out the top 10 with half the session to go. Not many other people having anything other than cool, calm, collected sessions, which is nice to see. But track still drying out after yesterday. Degrassi in a new car, looking okay. This free practice 3 session just became more crucial to test this new car before qualifying in a couple of hours' time. Nick De Vries going through attack mode and the car just sort of stops halfway through. It's like he wanted to make sure he hit the activation zone. That's a very weird one down at turn 10. Checker flag is out then. Session is over. Samba top of the moment on a 108.745. There's a yellow flag that is quickly taken away. As here comes Cassidy, race winner yesterday, 9th at the moment, jumps up to 2nd position as the checker flag comes out. Just less than a 10th down, 0.095, not bad there. Still got to find a lot of time. Degrassi sliding out of the back as well. Bird is fastest in free practice 3. Degrassi stays 3rd. 2/10 down on the overall time. Lotter and De Vries comes into the pit lane, so they see no point in continuing on as the checker flag now falls around the circuit. And it's Bird at the top of the times at the moment. We'll wait for everyone to cross the line, then we'll confirm the results. So here's the results then from free practice number 3 here in New York City. It's Sam Bird on top, 108.745. Cassidy 2nd, Degrassi 3rd, DaCosta, Dennis, Evans, Frines there too, along with Lotterer, Roland, Verline, top 10, Sete Camera, Vern, Van Dorn, Mortara, De Vries, Boemi, Askew, Tictum, Turvey, Gunther, Giovinazzi and Sims. Green light at the end of the pit lane, and Group A is underway here for Formula E's qualifying in New York City. Blue skies out on the back of the circuit here in Brooklyn as well, and track temperature 28 degrees. Air temperature 25 degrees, 76% humidity as well. It's looking quite pleasant out there as well. Mortara, Vern, Frines, De Vries, Verline, Cassidy, Bird, Roland, Askew, Sims and Sete Camera are the drivers going out there onto the circuit in Group A for qualifying A in sunshine and blue skies. That's perfect news after the misery of the rain yesterday, both in the race and qualifying. Mortara is in trouble. He has not completed a lap time, and I believe he's even coming into the pit lane. Yeah, Mortara is in the pits, and he has not done a lap time in the opening 6 minutes of qualifying. And Eduardo Mortara, wow, the championship leader, will start round 12 from the back of the grid. I can't believe it. It's an instant disqualification from qualifying if you don't set a lap time in the opening 6 minutes. He's got 40 seconds. He won't do it. Mortara will start from the back. Big news. Well, Sergio Sete Camera is looking absolutely fantastic. Dragon Penske, their home race, have scored no points so far this season. Sete Camera comes across the line now and goes P1. Well, that's a great one. A 109.566. Roland goes only 2nd. Sims goes 2nd. Oh, and Vern is stopping. Vern's hit the wall. Vern's hit the wall and broken the rear suspension, so Vern is not going to progress through qualifying. Friends has hit the wall too. Friends has hit the wall, should stay fourth, but who's taking the line? Bird has gone eighth, Verline fifth, Vern's in the pits. Askew goes through. Brilliant from Oliver Askew. And now we know with Bird, Cassidy to second across the line. So it's Sete Camera, Cassidy, De Vries and Sims, the 4 drivers going through. Askew, Friends, Verline, Vern, Roland and Bird all out of the session. Wow, what a session. And Vern and Friends in the wall. Green flag for Group B qualifying. We'll see Stoffel Van Dorn, Mitch Evans, Lucas de Grassi, Antonio Felix da Costa, Andre Lotterer, Jake Dennis, Sebastian Boemi, Oliver Turvey, Maximilian Gunther, Dan Ticktum, and Antonio Giovinazzi heading out onto the circuit. Track temperature is the same as air temperature for the first time I could remember in a long time. 27 degrees apiece, humidity 67 degrees as well, and there is 0 wind speed. It's getting hotter here in New York City. Away we go. So, with 6 minutes to go of the session, everyone has set their first competitive banker lap times, and at the moment, Da Costa, Lotterer, Van Dorn and Evans are through, and there's the big surprises. Giovinazzi's down in 11th, that was not really a surprise, but Boemi and De Grassi, 2 who were fast yesterday, down in 7th and 8th positions. Ticktum was quick, but he's down in 9th, Dennis P5 as well, and Giovinazzi goes 6th. Dragon have found something today for the first time this season. Giovinazzi up into 6th place and is on for a great qualifying position. Checkered flag is out and checkered flag, but De Grassi is under investigation for qualifying infringement. Now he's 4th fastest at the moment, so we'll wait to see exactly what that's going to be. And notice as well, by the way, for those of you who join us, the difference between practice and qualifying, we've fixed our microphones finally. Now, here comes the line then. Lotterer stayed 2nd. Checkered flag is out now. So who's improving and who's not improving? Here comes Lotterer. Cross the line. Ticktum goes 8th. Lotterer stays 2nd. He's a 10th down on the overall times. So he's not improving, sadly, on the boards. Up into 3rd goes Jake Dennis for the Andretti. Boemi now coming for the Nissan down towards the line. Da Costa's a lot behind him. Boemi goes 7th, so fast yesterday, slower today. Da Costa approaches the line now. Does he stay faster? He stays fastest, yes. Up into 5th goes Giovinazzi. He's best qualifying in Formula E. Then De Grassi coming across, goes top. That kicks Van Dorn out. Dennis in trouble if Van Dorn goes through. Van Dorn goes 3rd. Dennis is out of qualifying. And now Lotterer is out of qualifying as well as Mitch Evans goes 2nd. De Grassi Evans, Da Costa, Van Dorn, the 4 going through to the duels. Lotterer, Dennis, Giovinazzi, Boemi, Gunther, Ticktum, Turvey out of the session. Oh, and De Grassi's had his lap time deleted, so it's now Evans, Da Costa, Van Dorn, Lotterer the top 4. Dennis is out, Giovinazzi, Boemi, Gunther, Ticktum, De Grassi and Turvey. Now, so De Grassi's had his lap time deleted. 2 best laps deleted for De Grassi. Wow. First quarter-final duel then between Andre Lotterer and Sergio Sete Camera. Lotterer crosses the line. First sector 23.1, second sector 26.6, third sector 18.8. That's a 108.685. Here comes Sergio Sete Camera though. Is he quicker across that control line? No! By 41 thousandths of a second. A 108.726 for Sergio Sete Camera. He can't improve the lap time. That is bitterly disappointing, but it's Lotterer who goes through to the semi-finals. Quarter-final number 2 then between Nick Cassidy and Stoffel Van Dorn. Van Dorn coming to the line now. His first sector 23.2, second sector 26.6. It's a 108.765 for Van Dorn. Cassidy should be quicker as he approaches the line now as well. Across it he goes. Cassidy quicker by a tenth of a second. A 108.657. It's Nick Cassidy who will face Andre Lotterer in the first semi-finals. Quarter-final, Duel C or Duel 3 as well coming through. It's Nick de Vries versus Antonio Vries da Costa. de Vries a 108.880, a lap time slower than what we've seen so far today. This should be easy pickings. da Costa, personal best sector 1, he was down by 0.002, but he's quicker in sector 2 by 0.2 of a second, and he's done it. 0.159 faster. da Costa takes the duel and will go through to the second semi-final, a 108.721 only. Fourth one then across the board, and it's versus Sims and Evans, and across it, it is Alexander Sims, who might just do it across the line. The time is ahead of the TV pictures once again. Sims crosses the line. It's a 108.796, but Evans is catching him. 0.3 are down at the moment, 0.037. Is Evans going to get it towards the line? This is the one we're watching. Evans, 0.006 of a second. 0.006 of a second separating them. It's Sims who will go through to the second semi-final, but Mahindra goes through and Evans misses out by 0.006 of a second. So it's the semi-final number 1, Lotterer versus Cassidy, and Lotterer has made several mistakes on this lap, locking out, going out wide. Cassidy's ahead. It's a 110.420 for Lotterer. He's completely thrown it away. What can Cassidy do? Surely a 110.4 would beat it as well. It's a 108.795. Cassidy improved. So just like the duel yesterday where Bird made a mistake, Lotterer makes it today against Cassidy. And Cassidy was 1.6 seconds ahead. So it's semi-final number 2. It's da Costa versus Sims as well. Sims is a 10th up at the moment, but da Costa is catching him. Sims a 108.830 at the moment. But what can da Costa do through Buttermilk Curve as well, the chicanes as well? Round the last corner at turn 14. Down onto the Dockland Straight. What's it going to be? Across the line. Who's going to be ahead? It's da Costa by a 10th. A 108.681. Da Costa takes the final slot alongside Cassidy in the finals. Right, here we go then. The timings are ahead of the TV pictures we're watching as well, but Cassidy starts his lap time. Down towards turn 1, nice on the brakes, tight inside line to the left, gets it round turn 1 to okay. Hugs it up to the 2, 3, 4 right-handers that come up after as well. Looks okay. The track is bedded in lovely as well with the track temperature at 29 degrees, air temperature 28 degrees as well. In my commentary box right now, it's 30 degrees. So it's hotter in the box than it is on the track over in New York. First sector then split 0.008 of a second. Da Costa has the advantage. Cassidy in the first sector looked okay, but Cassidy's way ahead. Da Costa in that first corner has dropped a 1/10.5. So Cassidy looks like the driver to beat. The winner yesterday in the rain-affected red flagged round 11 is currently on pole position for round 12, but Da Costa is catching him. Just 0.090 separate them in the first sector time as they come back through. Now 800th of a second separate them as well. 81 thousandths at the moment. Cassidy's approaching. Da Costa drops to exactly a 10th below as well. That's 1/10 at the moment. Cassidy to the line. It's a good lap for him. Close to the wall at the exit. Cassidy does a 108.584. But what's Da Costa got? Can he take pole position away from Cassidy? That's the question. Through the Buttermilk chicane. Out of the last corner. Onto Dockland Straight. He's sliding it around as Da Costa. Is it a cheetah? Or is it in Virgin? Cassidy does the double and has pole position in both races in New York City with Da Costa starting in second. A 108.584. That's good enough for pole position. Hello everybody and welcome to round 12 of the 2022 ABBFA Formula E Championship as well. We're on here 5 minutes before the actual start of the commentary because to avoid what happened yesterday, we want to test the mics and we want to test the broadcast software, and everything for once is looking okay. And you might notice that below Edward Hunter is a small little doggy as well. That is the one and only Nick Homewood. Hello Nick, how are you doing today? And don't say rough.
I am.
Don't say rough.
Warm.
You missed a perfect opportunity. Go on.
My brain's too messed up to work that one out on this time of day. But yeah, warm. I was hoping it would rain so I could feel a bit cooler just by watching the screen, but obviously not.
For verisimilitude, shall I look down every time Nick talks?
Yeah, it's just everyone look down. Because I look down when you're talking, and then it's like a little tractor at the bottom as well. But there's a little cloud around the back as well, but it is getting incredibly hot. Track temperature is 38 degrees. Air temperature over there is 29 degrees. And for comparison, here in the UK, where I am, it's 31 degrees. But inside the commentary box, it's 40 degrees because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 monitors on and a giant strip light, so it's very hot. Ed, how's the conditions where you are?
7 degrees where I am.
Oh my!
I think Nick doesn't live too far away, so.
Yeah, it's about the same here.
Top open, big screen. So I'm not really using the laptop apart from the camera. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Big story, really. There's a couple of big stories. Mortara getting that penalty at the end of
yes,
for speeding under full course yellow in between. Is it in between turn 6, 7, and 8? I think where Mortara apparently reacted too late to full course yellow and then went too fast with his rear wing missing.
Yeah, so he lost fifth position.
And Mitch Evans got penalised as well. So yeah, that cuts his lead because Van Dorn gained on him as a result. And now we've also got Nick Cassidy, because the battery being replaced, losing that pole position, which was Sylvain Felipe was how unfair it was that sort of it was through no fault of Nick's own. It was the rain, and then the other cars crashing into him, of course, because he was the first in there.
And it was just completely, he couldn't do anything about it. It was a massive, just aquaplane moment. And one thing that really grates me as well is the fact is that there was a document published at 8:53 this morning saying that, but the stewards knew he would have this grid penalty before practice 3. So he let all the things go on this morning, let him get pole position, and then to demote him at the back of the grid. Now, that is because he's changed the battery, as you said, Ed, but it's very unfair.
You have to protest it.
Yeah, go on.
Envision protested it, which is why
it took so long.
Didn't get the confirmation until after quali, but yeah, it's a sort of thing. The good side of it is that we will at least see him fighting through the field, because he's probably by far one of the fastest guys out there, and it means we've got Alex Sims and Acosta on the front row with Lotterer and I think Sete Camera just behind on the second row. So that is quite mixed up once again. So we should see quite a bit of overtaking. And I can't imagine Sims will... I'd love to see him finish on the podium, but I think it's going to be difficult for the Mahindra to stay there.
It's going to be a very interesting one. Nick, you were watching... You caught up on the race yesterday, didn't you, after winning in the ERC, might I add? Well done, well done. Finally, you've won something. But what did you make of the race yesterday, then? Because me, Megan and Ed, who were doing the race yesterday, it was just crash, bang, wallop.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing.
Definitely.
Yeah,
but I watched kind of the last 20 minutes, and the way that rain came down was
absolutely
like nothing I've really ever seen before. But yeah, I think today, because we've got Cassidy at the back now, but we've also got Mortara and Degrassi at the back.
Yes, yeah.
So I think fireworks are guaranteed.
With
that lot coming through.
Yeah, and Cassidy 22nd, Mortara 21st, Verline 20th, but Degrassi 18th, Bird 16th. Bird qualified in well, actually, Bird's got up to 16th now, but when I put him down on my grid tracker, he started 18th on the grid, so there's been further grid penalties to where my grid is now absolutely rubbish as well. So more changes have gone through as well, and I wrote that at the top. I wrote that about 50 minutes ago. So in the last 50 minutes, they've changed the grid again. Now, Ed, isn't there a cut-off like an hour before the start that you're not allowed to change the grid? So they've broken their own rules, the FIA, again.
I don't believe that's the case in Formula E, because we've had lots of late grid changes before.
Okay, I'll defer to you. That's why I always ask you. A lot easier than to go with it as to come through. So
I don't know.
It should be good.
I can't really remember the rule book, but I remember a lot of very late changes. Like I remember Mahindra getting a front row in Paris one year, and then about an hour before the start, they got penalised. So it's let's say not unusual, and it's sort of. I think there is a general idea that Formula E is a bit of a joke in terms of when it comes to these penalties just being constantly applied, and I think it's the way the championship well means that
Exactly,
it's
yeah.
very complicated technology. So often, even if you get, I'm a bit more sympathetic to it, but I imagine the casual audience maybe a little bit less so. But anyway, shouldn't be too long before we get to see through the grid, and I'll get the Lego versions of maybe the top ready.
Yeah, here we go. We're about to kick off the action, and we'll bring you through it as well. In fact, here it is. That was perfect timing. Here we go then. It's time for the bright sunshine to replace the dark clouds and rainy storms we had on Saturday. It's race 2, round 12 here of the ABBFA Formula E World Championship in Brooklyn, New York City as well. The Manhattan backdrop, a stunning location as well, and a very tricky circuit, both in wet and dry conditions, means that the next 45 minutes plus 1 lap is going to be unmissable TV action. From back to front then, Cassidy and Mortara have row 11 with grid penalties as well. Pascal Wehrlein starts 20th on row 10 with a grid penalty alongside Oliver Turvey. Row 9 sees Lucas de Grassi alongside Dan Ticktum. Row 8 sees Sam Bird alongside Max Gunther. Row 7 sees Oliver Rowland alongside Sebastian Buemi. A good result yesterday has put him down to 13th, didn't even get through to the Jules. Row 6 sees Jean-Eric Verne alongside Antonio Giovinazzi. Into the top 10 then as well in the first 5 rows of the grid, starting in 10th position. The man who was leading when the red flag came out yesterday but didn't get the race win was demoted back to 3rd. Robin Frein starts 10th on the grid on row 5. Alongside him as well, starting 9th on the grid, is Jake Dennis as well. A very good qualifying for him, getting back up after what was a difficult race for him yesterday. The fourth row of the grid, I should say. I had my hand up for that. Oliver Askew on home soil starts in 8th place as well. He is alongside Nick De Vries in the Mercedes EQ, starting 7th on the grid as well. Onto the 3rd row of the grid as well, and starting in 6th position is Mitch Evans from the Jaguar TCS Racing as well. A great duel for him. He was alongside Stoffel Van Dorn, starting 5th on the grid on the 3rd row. Front 2 rows of the grid. 4th, Sergio Sette Camera. He's having a nosebleed. He's that high up on the grid as well. For the first time this season, his best qualifying result. Dragon on course for their first points of the season. Alongside him is Andre Lotterer, the bridesmaid of Formula E. Can he finally be his wedding day today for a first ever victory? Alexander Sims from Mahindra as well, a difficult season for them. He starts 2nd on the grid on the 1st row, and in 1st position, Antonio Felix da Costa for DS Techeetah is on pole position. Temperature is rising, track temperature now 40 degrees, air temperature at 29 as well, but Ed Hunter, Nick Homewood were in for a great race today as we get ready again. Ed, what are you expecting down to turn 1?
Carnage and, well, actually probably fine. As I know, there's a lot of cars parked near the circuit, which is a bit unusual for Formula E, but I guess we are in a sort of dockside terminal in Brooklyn. I think Da Costa is probably going to hold off from Sims at the start. I think Lotterer will be a big threat. I expect Sims and Sette Camera to struggle to hold on. I think Van Dorn, the two Mercedes, could make big progress in these opening laps. I'll look out for Freins as well. I think he could be quite a threat, and the big runners are going to be at the back, so quite a lot of going on.
Nick, who are you going to predict to try and win this race here today?
Well, I think to start with, it'll be Da Costa and Lotterer. They'll probably run away with it a bit, with the Dragon and the Mahindra holding everyone else up. But towards the end, hard to say. You've got the Mercedes there, you've got Evans.
Yeah.
Oh, too much choice.
It's going to be a good one. 45 minutes plus 1 lap, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Lights out, race on in New York, and no, not going anywhere is Andre Lotterer. He's stalled on the grid, gets away, nobody hits him. Lock up from Simmons into turn 1. Sette Camera, he's dropping back. De Vries is going through, Van Dorn is going through. Great start from the 2 Mercedes getting up there as well, but Lotterer went nowhere, Ed.
Yeah, he's gone down to 11th. He's fighting with Ticktum at the moment. So instead of being in the top 3, so big blow there. But Van Dorn up to 3rd already past Sette Camera. So, yeah, Da Costa holding the lead from Sims, as I predicted. And another drive-through penalty for Cassidy. Is that because he couldn't serve the full 30-place penalty?
Must be, because...
That's a big insult to injury for him, as we see Turvey.
Yeah.
Or was that Ticktum? Side by side with the Nissan.
Ticktum side by side, I think, with Gunther as well, because Buemi was a bit too far ahead. Perfect start from the 2 Mercedes, Nick, as we enter the Manhattan hairpin.
Yeah, it's always a bit of heart in mouth when someone doesn't go off the grid, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're just sort of sitting there waiting for the
Bird
impact.
around the outside of Tictum.
Did he get the move done? Yes, he did. And Bird passes
Oh, didn't quite, but he has overtaken Gunther.
Yeah, it was sort of 3-1, doesn't go. Back to you, Nick.
But yeah, luckily nobody hit him. That would have been a pretty disastrous accident if you had. But yeah, Van Dorn with a very good start.
Oh, and Frines goes to the inside line, trying to get ahead of Sergio Sette Cameron. He's taken him on the inside line. Oh, so that's Giovinazzi. Sorry, Giovinazzi. I'm not used to the Dragons being so far up the grid. So that's Giovinazzi into ninth, down to 9th. Frines up to 8th as well. Sette Cameron 4th. And we've got 2 of the Dragons who have been at the back the entire season. And is that, Ed, a sign of things to come? That the actuator on Giovinazzi again, there's been rumours flying around that the car's not as powerful. Is he starting to slot back now down the back of the field?
I think there's a bit of them getting the drivers getting used to it as the season goes on, because Sette Cameron's done like a season and a half beforehand, and Giovinazzi. So certainly, I think Sette Cameron's had a better time. He's defending from De Vries, and De Vries having to really get out of it at the last minute there. But yeah, I was amazed that he made such a good start there, Giovinazzi, because he usually struggles so much. But this will certainly boost his confidence a little bit. But Giovinazzi's sort of on a hiding to nothing, because he's really fighting for a seat on the grid next season. He may even leave Formula E altogether, as we know De Vries may be doing as well.
And as the one who is leaving Formula E, Alexander Sims, is chasing down Antonio Felix da Costa, and they're right together. The gap is less than that. Coming out of turn 1 and turn 2, I think Sims might just have the run here. As up the inside, Tictum going for the move on Buemi into turn 1. A sweet move, went a bit too deep, and Buemi had to stop. Bird nearly went into the back of him there as well, and it's all getting a bit ERC there, isn't it, Nick, as well? Too many cars backing up into each other.
New York traffic. We'll see a taxi in the middle in a minute.
Isn't that
Giovinazzi?
Giovinazzi?
Pardon?
Isn't that Giovinazzi?
Well, yeah. But usually Formula E races start off pretty tame, but this one's a quick burner.
And here comes Sims again, trying to go for the move on the inside line into the Manhattan hairpin. Hasn't worked out, as Jack Nicholls calls this one Buttermilk Bend, alongside the river as well in the chicane parts of the track. De Vries is up to 4th. He's past Sette Camera somewhere on the track. There it is. Mercedes up, Ed.
Yeah, just after the hairpin he's got through. So it looks like Giovinazzi's in some trouble further back with you attacking him. But yeah, Lotter are back up to 9th now, so he's starting to recover. Maybe even with that slow start, it's not a total disaster for him.
I think Da Costa locked up.
Still got a chance of getting some points here as the Mercedes got to lock up.
Yeah, I think Da Costa locked up as well, and the Mercedes locked up as well. Can't tell which one. Did you see which one, Ed?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Here comes Da Costa. Down towards...
It was De Vries, actually.
Oh, okay, so it's De Vries who locked up. Thanks, Ed. Sims stays in 2nd position. Da Costa continuing on as well. Track temperature now 41 degrees. So it is getting hot as the cars run around. Gunther's dropped down to 18th position. So he's lost a couple of places in that the first corner. And this is a replay of the start. Who wants it? Oh, I'm hearing...
Jumps it there, Lotterer. So that's why he struggled to get away there.
Yeah, Lotterer jumped the start. Nick, you're the race director for ERC. Definite penalty for a jump start?
Well, it depends if he passed the white line or not before he got stopped again. But it's usually a fair slam dunk if you move before the lights go out.
In season 4, didn't it?
Oh, God, yes, it did.
With Lotterer and Vern.
And Vern was deemed to have lost it.
I believe Lotterer was the one who got because of it.
Yes, yeah, I'm remembering that. The 2 DSTGs jumping the
Camera
start.
defending from Dennis.
That was down to the first corner, and he hasn't got... Yeah, Dennis hasn't got ahead.
The top 4 are starting to break away.
Yeah, was the gap 1.8 seconds at the moment as well, so they're closing in. As look further back as well, Giovinazzi, you can really see how slower his car is compared to everybody else as well. What's the gap? I'm trying to take a look. It's only showing the gap to the leader. I need interval.
Got through.
Oh, yeah, Tictum has got through. Tictum to 11th. Giovinazzi down into 12th. The gap is, well, it's saying 7/10. Yeah, Tictum's really launched himself up as well. Better drive from him in the Neo than we've been seeing so far this year.
He's just made so much progress.
Oh, Evans slides the inside line on Dennis. That was a bit close, wasn't it, Nick?
Yeah, good job. These cars are fairly sturdy.
Ah, big lockup as well coming in from Dennis.
Not like Dennis got held up by Sede Kamara there, and Evans sort of saw a little gap on the inside. He needs to be careful because he's got Frines right behind him. And Evans won the championship contender, so he can't afford really to trip up over Dennis or Sede Kamara.
And Dennis is going defensive as well. Evans trying to go around the outside line to turn one. Dennis locks up a little bit. And as well, Frines was locking up. They're all terrified of running into each other and breaking their diffusers as well. And their front nose cone, so much downforce as an example of what happened yesterday with Eduardo Mortara. Bird's up to 13th place. He's passed Boemi. Degrassi has passed Roland as well, as they're on board with Dennis, just trying to keep on through. And Bird is up into 12th position. He's passed Giovinazzi. The gap is 1.7 seconds between Giovinazzi and Ticton before Bird made the overtake. That's insanely bad. Insanely bad.
I wonder if Giovinazzi's already struggling with his energy efficiency, and that's why he's having to drop back to basically save energy. Sede Kamara getting very defensive once again. I'm surprised he's kept so close to the Mercedes there. It feels like Sede Kamara really outperforming that car.
40-degree heat, and I'm literally sweating droplets as well on the top. So how on earth these racing drivers sit in a cockpit? It's 29-degree air temperature inside the cockpits of these cars. It must be closer to the high 50s. Really must be. Incredible stamina from these guys out there on the circuit today. As again, Dennis went defensive against Evans. It hasn't worked out down to the first corner. Bird now with the fastest lap and is moving up. Ticton, I think, is the biggest winner from the start, up 6 places. We may mock him from time to time, and many people in motor racing call him Dick Tantrum, but he's looking really good at the moment, isn't he, guys? He's really impressing me today. Who wants to go first?
Well, considering Turvey's...
But it depends how...
All right, Nick first, go on.
Considering Turvey's, what? Has he done every season now?
Yes.
And he's down in 19th. Or 21st even, and Tictum's 11th. Yeah, I'll be the first person to say I do not like Dan Tictum, but he's performing well compared to Turvey.
Ed?
Victor 6, Yankee
I think it was qualifying for Turvey there.
That was DaCosta's radio that just came through.
What radio message that was.
I think it was something about the coming across the
Feels
start
a bit
line.
like DaCosta is taking it easy at the moment.
Yeah. What's the gap?
Well, DaCosta, I think, is really backing up to save energy. It's half a second, isn't it?
Yes.
To Sims?
Yeah. 4 tenths. Yeah, so half a second on one screen, 4 tenths. So that Cassidy still got that drive through. I don't think Cassidy has now served his drive through penalty and has returned to 22nd place. But yeah. So come back down. Sims just holding off.
Very interesting.
Go on.
Very interesting to see.
Go
on, Ed.
I was just going to say about Tictum, really. Sorry about the delay on my end, but I was just going to say about Tictum that I feel like there's a couple of rounds where Turvey's just sort of gone AWOL, and it's Tictum sort of step up to the plate. But in other rounds, it feels like a Turvey, look how much energy he's got, especially. Him and Verline and Cassidy are all basically saving energy and waiting for a safety car, I think. In Rome, which is how he finished 7th in the end at that race. So I think it's a valid strategy. Is Paul Van Dorn the radio?
Stoffel Van Dorn being told by Stephen Lane the energy usage.
But Tictum first to go into attack mode, so he drops behind Sam Bird.
Good idea from Tictum. A reminder about the attack mode today. It's 1 activation for 8 minutes. So it's the 4-2 yesterday combined together. So it's 8 minutes of attack mode. It's a good idea from Tictum to go now and try and get up as many places as possible. To you, Nick, with what you were saying.
Yeah, I was going to say that it will be interesting to see the energy of the top 4, but then they showed it and I missed it. Whatever it was, that was probably interesting.
I think off memory, it was about 78 and 79 evenly split between the top 4. That's off the top of my head.
So I was expecting Sims.
Briefly swap positions
I thought they did. Although the timing screen's saying that they're way off.
The graphic did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was expecting Sims to be way down on energy compared to DaCosta, but apparently not.
Pretty much, he
Well,
is.
early stages, yeah.
Good job, Tonio.
Energy's going to widen out as they go.
DaCosta being told focus on minimum time. So it's minimum time now that needs to be got for DaCosta, which is interesting. Little Owl on the YouTube says, I feel...
Foxtrot 2, Romeo November.
Foxtrot 2, no, that's a code that we don't understand from DaCosta. Little Owl says, I feel really bad for Cassidy. Rules are rules, though. Slam dunk drive through usually. Honestly, I've always said Tictum doesn't complain anymore than any other driver. Trust me, I know this. He's also a really fast driver. He's a fast driver, and I think we're seeing it today. He's closing back up as Giovinazzi and Verline have taken their attack modes as well to come back through. So we've done 9 laps, Ed.
Yeah, I actually agree with our commenter in the YouTube chat. I think Tictum's abrasive. He's not got necessarily the easiest personality to love, but I feel like the way people talk about him, they think he's like Hitler or something. But I don't think he's quite committed that many war crimes just yet. I mean, I think a lot of it is because of what happened in 2015, and there are people who, even if someone serves a year ban, they won't be happy until they face the electric chair, basically. Although, I guess for the people who hate Formula
sorry,
E,
on the inside, bit of a lock-up from Evans. Evans gives, going to the inside of Dennis, and Dennis gives him plenty of room. Evans sort of threw himself up the inside, and, well, that was a great move, but I must say, it's like when you slide into the dance floor of somebody who doesn't want to talk to you, and it's easily like they just darted out of the way. That was perfect. Dennis saw him sliding in and went wide. Perfect. Oh, and now Friends coming on the attack of Dennis as well, down to turn 1. Friends has the inside line and makes the move. Dennis getting mugged.
Didn't think he was going to get that stopped.
Yeah, he was coming in all sorts of ways, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's 8 minutes of attack mode here. Is it just one deployment, or is it
1.
2?
1 deployment, 8 minutes each. That's the official ruling. As they come through. It's
Tictum using it to get past Askew.
Buemi's past Degrassi, which is a situation that we've said many a time in the early seasons of Formula E, but not a lot in the past couple.
We tried to do that yesterday, didn't we?
Yes, yeah. In the same situation,
Didn't work out.
used attack mode as well. And we're getting to the point as well in the next 2 minutes. Oh, and taking attack mode now, that is De Vries and Sergio Sette Camera. They go, and I don't think De Vries has actually lost a position. He gets out and maintains ahead of Evans. Evans jumps Sette Camera, but De Vries timed that perfectly and properly put the accelerator down and jumped him at the exit. Good attack mode there from De Vries.
This will be interesting because Mercedes thinking about the championship. Van Dorn is their man in the Drivers' Championship that's running second, and De Vries is way down in like 6th or 7th or something like that. So they really don't want De Vries to get in Van Dorn's way here.
Tictum's up to 11th, he's past Askew, and tell you what, Nick, as well, De Vries is just about keeping up. Has he got a shot of the win today?
I'd say it's unlikely at this point. Even if he gets past all the three in front of him, they still have their attack mode to take. So unless there's a very inconveniently timed
Safety car.
full course yellow or safety car, then and their attack mode gets wasted, I think it's going to be difficult. Never say never, but...
Well, this is surely where the leaders have got to respond now, haven't they? Here we go, attack mode coming up.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Yep, there we go.
Sims and DaCosta, and through goes one Mercedes of Van Dorn, and did De Vries not get any of them? De Vries didn't get any of them.
Got Sims, but they responded just in time there, so it's just about worked out for DaCosta and Sims, who the former teammates, of course, at BMW.
Yeah. And they made contact, of course, back in Marrakesh, season 5. Back in the BMW days, so Van Dorn might just take it here as having to go defensive. Sims was trying to defend from De Vries, who was looking left and right, and I don't think he's actually made the position. Sims with some aggressive defending now. Well, this a safety car. Go on, Nick.
What this is doing is keeping Evans, who's not in attack mode, is actually being able to keep up with the cars that are in attack mode. So that's what he wanted for his race.
Attack now! Attack mode now for Van Dorn,
Yes.
we just got told. So Van Dorn took the lead on lap 11.
Just kind of holding up.
So Van Dorn will lead this lap alone as they've taken it now. So Van Dorn's going to go for attack mode and ignore Sims. He's got to get ahead of De Vries. So Van Dorn takes it now as well. And so does Evans, nearly coming in side by side, the two Mercedes teammates. And I think Van Dorn got ahead of De Vries. He did. So the two Mercedes are going to work together, but DaCosta retakes the lead of the race on lap 12.
With the Delta Van Dorn has got now, he's going to pass Sims when Sims' attack mode runs out in about 6 minutes' time.
Yeah, let's take a look actually at the battle screen, which will show us the time remaining. So as Dennis is going to go for a move on the inside of Sam Bird as well for 8th position. Bird can't do anything about it and shuts the door. We've got a yellow flag somewhere on the circuit. No, it's the 30. So which one's that? It's a yellow, and it'll be Oliver Rowland. Rowland has gone for a spin, we believe, down at the first couple of corners as Giovinazzi goes so in, and that was set a camera going back as well, and so was Giovinazzi, and Verline's past Mortara, Turbi's past Gunther.
Camera's got back in front of Friends.
Yeah, and just trying to work out.
Uses attack mode later on.
Friend's going to wait, as you say, yeah, probably playing the long game. That yellow was for... it was for Gunther. Gunther's gone off as well for a spin, and Rowland as well. So they've both gone off somewhere at turn 1 and turn 2. No one taking attack mode then because they're already on it as well. Let's go back to that and show you how much time they've got left. 5 minutes left for Da Costa and Sims. 6 minutes 30 for Van Dorn. 4 minutes for De Vries. 6 minutes for Evans. 4 minutes for Tony Camera. 5 for Dennis as well, and they are all just coming in absolutely massively now, guys. As Nair Bird goes defensive as well against Lotterer, who comes in with locking the rear tyres as well. Lotterer takes Bird, and Bird, without attack mode, he's sinking now, but he's going to have it later on in the race unless a safety car comes out.
Same problem with Dennis right behind him, so a matter of holding on for the next 4 minutes or so. And this was Rowland and Gunther. There we go. So a really late move on the inside by Maximilian Gunther, and it sends Oliver Rowland round.
Ticktum's out of attack mode now. And Nick, what would you rule that then, as a racing incident, or would you give a penalty to one of the drivers?
You'd need probably a few more camera angles. It didn't look like Gunther was very far alongside to me, so I think he should probably have backed out of that one.
Friends takes attack mode.
Yeah, I'd like to see a few more angles of that.
It is under investigation by the stewards, the Rowland Gunther incident as well. That's come up on your timing screens as well. You can see back at home in the watch-along. Gunther will have to take the blame for that one, says the little owl as well. As they come back through, as Friends has taken attack mode, he'll have it for another 4 minutes compared to the rest of everybody else in front of him. So fingers crossed Friends gets it through. He lost a position to Sergio Teddy Camera. Jake Dennis
behind Lotterer, though.
Say again, Ed?
It's in behind Lotterer, like you.
Yes.
I said it, and then you immediately said what I was going to say.
Oh, right. Yeah, Tito's going to go in there as well. As there's Evans then coming through. It's so much later on the brakes as well. But Sims second, closing in, but he's got exactly the same time left as Da Costa on the attack mode. It's almost unbelievable looking like this as well. So that's it. They're going to stay 1-2. Van Dorn might take the lead here. They've been tactical with that. De Vries took it early. Evans tries to look to the inside. De Vries locks up again. Nearly goes for another attack mode, but he can't take it. You can arm it 3 times and deploy it once in this second race of the weekend. It's going to be the same across the remaining races. So races in London and Seoul, the first races will be 2 activations for 4 minutes. The second races will be 1 activation for 8 minutes. So that has been standardised across the rest of the season as Evans now tries to look around the outside at a freeze. Not going to work down towards turn number 1, I'm afraid. And the two is at Teddy Camera and Dennis running together in 6th and 7th. On board with Evans then. Flying back through. And it's just beginning to get a train, isn't it, as well? I know the subway's popular over here in New York, but this is ridiculous. De Vries actually made a mistake coming out of turn 3. Evans going to send it up the inside line, and Evans moves up into 4th position. Sorry, 3rd position. Was it who made the mistake? It was De Vries. So where's De Vries gone on the board there, guys? Because I can't see him. There he is, 5th.
Yeah, I think he's got a transponder problem.
A transponder issue, yeah.
Yeah, he just dropped. I was looking for him. But yes, Evans moved to 4th. Yeah. Ticktum's down to 13th. Been passed by Vern and Askew. That's a disappointment as they come into it. But they're both on attack mode, I suppose. But again,
attack mode, so
yeah.
TV's always going to come back.
TV's... I tell you what, the timing screens...
Jackie was quite quick round here in the form of Evans.
Yeah, I wonder if he's got a chance here for a victory as well. And...
Jackie's pretty quick.
Oh, look off from Sims. I snagged the front left as well. Nick, when you race around here, because I know New York is on the calendars at some odd years as well, What's your strategy for it as well? Because it's a tighter circuit than what we usually race on.
I can't say I've ever
really?
driven this one. No. But yeah, it's quite it's a very dusty surface as well.
Costa, Van Dorn, De Vries, Vern, and Mortar.
Is that attack mode? Ah, my pen's
fan
gone
boost.
out. Yeah. Ah, fan boost.
That's why I said fan boost. Really.
Ah, sorry, I didn't hear you say fan boost.
Van Dorn second.
1 minute 5, and then it's urgent foxtrot.
Urgent Foxtrot, so that's EF, so presumably exit with an explanatory language left as well to keep on. So, yeah, go on. Center camera has been hit. Center camera hit the wall with Dennis ahead of him. Sorry, go on, Ed, go on, Ed.
What you said, the initials should have been UF instead of EF. That's
down towards turn 1. Oh, look at Van Dorn. Gone.
Yeah, this is going to be bad for Mortara because he's down, having started near the back. He's only been able to get up to 18. He's still stuck behind Giovinazzi. Van Dorn is going to score quite well here. Evans as well. And Vern is only just about getting into the tail end of the points. So this could change quite dramatically, especially if Evans can get past Van Dorn here. He's still got another minute of attack mode compared to him.
Da Costa and Sims now run out of attack mode. Dennis, Lotterer and Askew do the same. So now it's game on for Van Dorn. He needs to get ahead. De Vries, as you said, Ed, have run out
only
of it.
60 seconds.
Yeah. Is that enough, Ed? Is that enough time to make an overtake?
It wasn't yesterday, so I don't see why that was changed. There's certainly nothing to stop Van Dorn and Evans giving it a go.
Go on, Nick.
Yeah, I was very close to the back of Sims there.
I hate to say it, but look at Center camera.
I think Da Costa's got that little buffer which will help him somewhat here.
Center camera has hit the wall and he's now been passed by Lotterer, Freins and Bird. So he's dropped back down. Here comes Evans and Van Dorn as Sims goes for the move into turn 1. Sims, even without attack mode, really wants to push ahead of Da Costa and say, I'm top dog here in New York City, and he can't do it. Top 5 running together. And Van Dorn's out of attack mode, so is Evans.
Here we go. Van Dorn's using the last of it, and Evans is all over him. So he's far from attacking Sims. Oh, look at this!
Can't go round the outside, not at turn 3. They've both wasted it. They've wasted it. They're out of attack mode. That's it. They want to settle this. They're going to have to settle with 21 minutes plus 1 lap to go. They'll do it without the use of attack mode. But we've got Da Costa, Van Dorn, and De Vries with fan boost inside this top 5. So they could still have a lunge for an attack.
Or Alex Sims.
Oh,
Never
Degrassi!
wins any fan boost. Shows you what.
Degrassi in the wall at the back. He's lost 2 positions. Everyone's hitting the wall at the exit. So Degrassi's taken attack mode. That's why he was wide. So Degrassi's taken his first attack mode. That's why he went wide. I was wondering what on earth was going on.
There you go.
Down to turn 1. Nick,
I was wondering what race you were looking at.
Well, I saw Degrassi go wide. There's Lotterer's down at Carnage when he hit the wall. Bird goes to the inside of him into turn number 1. Bird makes the move. Oh, and chops off the remaining of Lotterer's front wing for good measure. So game over there. Nick, where would you make the move on this circuit? It's mega tight as well, and you can't make a move. What part of the track?
Make it through.
I didn't know.
It's not a very long circuit. There's that straight they're going down now, and coming over to the hairpin are probably your best bets. But it's because it's such a short circuit, and therefore there's just not that long a straight. Even the attack mode isn't that powerful around here. It's quite a difficult one.
This is hopefully going to stay on the calendar for the remaining years. It's not currently on season 9, but they need a race in America. As the top 5 getting close together, De Vries nearly running into the back of Dennis as well. This is a good race. Yesterday was mediocre until the rain hit, and then now this is getting very tactful. I think the best bit, Ed, was when Van Dorn and Mercedes cleverly used the team radio to make Degrassi use his fan boost, and then Van Dorn overtook him.
It was a clever bit of strategy from Mercedes, but it really, to me, illustrates why Formula E really needs to kind of get rid of fan boost to sort of... He's going for move on Dennis, using the last of his attack mode.
Don't think... Yeah, did he make the move? Can't see it if he's
Down
moved
or
up.
not.
Bird has passed Lotterer, though.
Great.
And
There we go, he's done it.
Frines to 6th, passes him, and Burch passes Lotterer. On board with Evans then. Oh, and Van Dorn going for the lunge at turn 3. Down on the inside line, sorry, to turn 6, and he's made the move. Down into the 6-7 chicane. I still think it's turn 3 on the old layout.
Crucial.
Yeah, that is crucial for the championship. So Van Dorn moves up into second position after a second yesterday. That's 18 plus 18. Is that 36 points? And what's happening to Sims?
I think has Sims got a problem, or is he just having to regenerate more?
Oh, contact! De Vries
Oh.
went for the inside line of Evans and whacks the back of Sims as well.
Held up there.
Well, that was chaotic stuff, as we didn't even hear the radio because there wasn't one. Go on, Ned.
Sims right when he was lifting.
Yeah, dive bombed.
Sims is just having to lift and coach. Mahindra's not as efficient.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's not as efficient, you're right. With the Mahindra's having problems all season with that. See, this is why Ed is always handy in the box as a great commentator, because he can remember the little facts while everyone else does the shouty bits. Ed, perfect as always as a mega broadcaster. Completely forgot that. Ah,
I did plenty of shouting earlier today. Oh, 5-second penalty for Gunther for the collision with Roland.
and down to turn 6 we go as well. Evans goes to the inside line. De Vries goes defensive. Evans locks up, goes straight on and locks it. Does the dummy and a perfect drift. I give that one the perfect 10 from Evans. That was aggressive defending. Nick,
That was dangerous defending from De Vries. Way too late move.
in the braking zone.
First time he's done that this season. Mexico,
Yeah.
3 times, hasn't he? Where he's just refused to give up when someone's alongside him.
I think he'll get a
And that
penalty for
really hurts Jaguar because Evans is going to... Oh, let's hope so. De Vries has got fan boost, though, annoyingly.
I agree, though, with you both as well. That should be a penalty. That was an aggressive attack because Mortara takes his first attack mode as the championship leader.
That
really
there
worrying.
could help Sims finish on the podium.
Yes, because Sims is now going to have De Vries sort of taken care of, and Evans, look, Evans has dropped back 2.7 seconds now to this lead battle. So
I think you've got an angry Evans now, though. He's going to be coming back at De Vries with no mercy.
Talk us through it then from a driver's point of view, Nick.
Do you remember Evans?
Go on, Nick.
So yeah, Evans is obviously going for it, and De Vries just moves way too late on that. There was probably a car's width there, but he was pushing him.
Dusty is offline as well.
Yeah.
Oh, he just...
Yeah, no, that's not on for me.
That is that's a well held though from Evans. Perfect drift, but that again way too late. Nick, Ed.
It's clearly not paying attention to what happened there yesterday. So as Bird gets by Dennis for 7th, so Bird using the last of his attack quite well.
Yep, gets it through. 52 seconds left on his attack mode as Bird, so he now moves ahead. And we'll set off after this little battle now as well. This is getting entertaining as we come through. 16 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Track temperature still 41 degrees, air temperature 29, so it stayed the same. Roland has passed Giovinazzi for 18th position as well. Fastest lap of the race is Verline. 1:10.423 as Bird trying to go around the outside of Frines into turn 1. And that was never going to work. Burch is trying to get through. Who's trying to talk?
Defending from Frines.
And De Vries using attack mode. Sorry, a fan boost. I hate this fan boost. So De Vries using fan boost to try and get ahead of Sims. He pulls to the outside line, locks up, and almost does an Evans. Straight on.
Ironic.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow, he nearly hit the wall there. He needed a Mortara.
And nearly knocked off the front wing as well, yeah. As they come back through. So is that put De Vries back into the clutches of Evans?
Evans looks to be struggling a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got dirty tyres or flat spots from his little excursion, but he looks like he's more under attack from Frines than he is catching up to De Vries.
Little Owl says that looked way too aggressive from Nick.
Good on the energy station today.
Yeah, here's the energies then. 34% for the top, but yeah, 35 for Frines. De Vries 35 as well. Degrassi 35. Mortara 36. Turvey 36. Cassidy 37. But everyone now hitting 33 as well with 40.
On the least amount of distance. So
You're right.
key thing here is, does Van Dorn attack Da Costa now? because at 40 minutes plus 1 lap, we're getting to crunch time. So Mercedes needs to make a move soon if it's going to do it.
6/10 is the gap. I would say, yeah, they've got to attack, and De Vries has got to catch up as well. Look at Evans. Do you know, even with his visor on, I agree completely with Nick. He looks angry. That car looks angry. I don't know how it's done that, but it really does, doesn't it? It's the way he's driving. He's so strict with the wheel. There's no movement there whatsoever. So that's entertaining as they come into the Manhattan hairpin.
We mean quick though, Josh.
Say again?
Angry doesn't necessarily
Yes.
mean quick, Josh.
Yes, that's very true. Very true. Just ask Max Verstappen that. Move further back as well. Couldn't see here. Yeah, that was Mortara using his attack mode to pass Dictum. Oh, Roland's taken attack mode. So Roland's taken his first attack mode of the race so far. That's the car we saw going off further towards the background as we head down the Dockland Straight in towards turn 1 at the bend. And it's having to go defensive there as well. Where Sergio Sette Camera as Oliver Askew was trying to go in the outside. I feel sorry for Dragon. Best ever qualifying this season for the pair of them. Best ever qualifying for Sergio Sette Camera. And the car's let him down. He's dropped back to 12th position. I hate it. That's not fair.
Giovinazzi too.
When you sign up for Dragon, you kind of got to expect that, yeah.
Penske as well. And that's not a good look, here, especially here in the States.
Well, they are teaming up with DS next season.
Yes, they are, yeah. But, that Sims going defensive with De Vries trying to look around the outside. De Vries sort of had to put the car in a complete stop at the hairpin there.
At least the Evans move hasn't been investigated.
Yeah, it has. De Vries and Evans under investigation, causing a collision turn 5 and 6. Ed, they've listened to you, and it's just flashed up on the screen now.
And it's happened immediately, yes. But very sensitive Mortara and Askew there as well.
It's Nick Homewood. He's the race director this weekend. What are we watching here? This was De Vries lunging up the inside of Evans and touching the back of Sims. What did you make of that then, guys?
I mean, I'd give De Vries the penalty for that as well. It was very late. I mean, he didn't really have anywhere else to go, though.
Yeah. And that is what's being investigated. That instant there.
To me, it was a racing incident.
Yeah. So, hang on.
I think the later one was a bit more egregious, personally.
Yeah. Both of them are being investigated. Both of them. So it's turn 5 and 6 and turn 10. So both of them are now being looked at. So that could equal, a warning and then a penalty. So,
turn 10 will be a slam dunk for De Vries, I'd say. That was very dangerous.
Yeah.
The other one, I think Ed's probably right on a racing incident. 3 into 1, don't go.
This is going to be tasty. Let's see what the stewards say then when it comes back up. It's Sunday lunch here. It's Sunday dinner time, isn't it, over here in the UK at 20 to 7. So many people either tucking into their dinner, watching this one, and it's a good viewing. Good viewing.
For us, of course.
Except for us, yeah. And Sims going defensive again as De Vries is looking all the way around him as well. The first ever Dutch FIA World Champion. Go on.
I was considering how everyone else who qualified well has really dropped down. I think Sims has done really well to hold on to the podium for as long as he has.
Yeah, Sims started second on the grid, still third, so he's only dropped a position, which is perfect, as you say, Ed, to come back through. Replay Nick De Vries, and we had Nick last time, so Ed this time. What do you make of this one?
So Evans goes as De Vries is closing the door. I think De Vries just reacts too late, and then we see Evans really looking at coach. So I think they could read it the other way, but I feel like he just about had a wheel alongside, and I feel like De Vries was moving over a bit too early for my taste. But they might have that as another racing incident. It didn't look as bad as it did when we saw it the first time.
I like how that worked.
Sort of need to make an example.
So Mortara still got 40 seconds left of his attack mode. Annie has a fan boost. Vern has a fan boost. Da Costa and Van Dorn still have a fan boost, but De Vries used it. Oh, that's a Dragon out of the race, and that is Antonio Giovinazzi. After qualifying 8th on the grid, qualified 11th, started 8th with all the penalties, he's out of the race, and a bad day gets even worse.
Rerun of yesterday then for Giovinazzi.
Yeah,
That's been his whole season, just retire early, pretty much.
and wasted talent, in my opinion.
De Vries is starting to fall back towards Evans now.
Yeah. I would have much rather have seen Giovinazzi in Formula One. I think he would have done a very good job in the current Alfa Romeo.
I think he's probably...
Yeah, Sims going defensive. Cut back from De Vries, not going to work.
Vries won't get that. I think Giovinazzi is destined for the Ferrari hypercar, isn't he, in World Endurance?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Gonna hold out for a few years.
Guys, I'm a bit scared. There is, I concur, 12 cars in a row here, all in contention. This is insanity. I'm literally looking, and the gap would be down to Degrassi and to Mortara. This is insane. Look at it. Half the field, almost, is in contention for a podium.
Only in Formula E.
Ross doesn't seem in a particular hurry here.
No, he's slowed everything right down. And by the way, we've now done 30 laps, which is more than we did yesterday when the red flag came out. De Vries hits the wall. De Vries tries the move Evans did and comes in way too late. Hits the wall, gets going again. But luckily, I don't think he's got any damage. But he bounced over the curbs with such force. And I think Mitch Evans is now ahead of him. Is going to be saying, yep, revenge is best served cold. Brilliant. Well,
Oh, he's got dirty tyres now, isn't he? I think struggling for
Bird
grip.
having
Bird having to go at the back of De Vries. Nick correct with dirty
Ross
tyres.
Sims once more.
Sims is having a go, isn't he? Wow. What a race. Nick, first to you. What was your thoughts on that then from De Vries? Is he getting a bit too hot-headed out there?
Well, it didn't look like Sims actually moved over as much as De Vries did. I think De Vries just sort of got on the dirt and slid towards the wall more than I think. But I'd have to see it again.
Ed?
It's a hard place to pull off an overtake, basically. We've seen it before. I started speaking before you cut to me there because I knew it was going to be delayed. But yeah, I think De Vries got up on his own, like Nick said. I think Sims was pretty fair there. And I can imagine Evans seeing that.
Oh, contact again! Bird hits the back. De Vries went to the bump to defend.
Bird hit him in the back.
Yeah, Bird hit him in the back. And De Vries has got problems. Broken front suspension and the car's crabbing. So, and wings damaged as well. So De Vries in all sorts of trouble.
Bit too late. I wasn't sure if Bird had made a little bit of contact or if De Vries made a late move there or what. Evans getting quite close to the back of Sims now as well.
And Vern on the inside line just hugs the inside line of Dennis. And De Vries, that's broken. If that ends up like Mortara yesterday.
Not Verline.
Sorry, yeah, Lotta and Vern. Yeah, Verline's down the order, isn't he? Where is Verline? 13th. He's just past Sete Camera. That's why I said his name. Nick, are you saying something there?
Yeah. Oh, I think De Vries doesn't just need to cool it down a little bit.
He's getting... here it is again.
Oh, here we go again.
So De Vries... Oh, that's the first one.
Sims left a lot more space on the left.
Yeah, he got lots out on his own.
Yeah.
There's a nasty
a bit
bump.
too late, loses it, hits the...
And this is the second one. Bird went for the move. Bird went for the move, and De Vries defended aggressively, and both went over the bump. And James Barkley likes that.
That Bird one. Oh, look at that fan. That fan is working hard to keep James Barkley cool.
Oh.
No further action.
Between De Vries and Evans. That is...
is that for the hairpin, or I wonder, is that for 10-10?
Both of them.
Yes, that's how we go racing now. Look at the pressure. Evans has got back into this.
Yeah, this is good news for Mitch then, with Da Costa backing up the pack. And De Vries just going bowling and seems attempting the high jump record. I know it's track and field day here in the United States, but I don't think he needs to make an appearance in the event. Nick Heidfeld already has that record anyway from Beijing.
Well, he seems to want to go rallycrossing the amount he's on the dirt. So.
Actually, I wonder, and that's just Friends passing a decrepit De Vries,
De Vries through.
Yeah. De Vries' car's broken. It's got broken suspension.
His car looks a bit second-hand.
Would you buy it, Nick?
Mortara's car looking great, JP.
Whenever we see a Venturi during the race, it's usually got one of the wheel guards missing. It's just a weight reduction strategy, I think.
Oh, because the wheels are the same colour as the wheel guards. So,
yeah. The stewards don't notice after the race.
Yeah, they're as blind as Michael Mazzi as it comes through. And again, Sims going defensive. Evans trying to go around the outside, almost into attack mode. Oh, gets a lovely cutback. Sims touched the curb and they sort of pirouetted the car for him through the hairpin. Let's have Van Dorn.
Next lap is final lap of fan boost. So next lap, final lap of fan boost.
So Van Dorn.
So it's the last opportunity to use it then.
Well, that's for Van Dorn, Da Costa, Werner, Mortale. They've all got to use it, or they're going to use it. There's that debris from the Venturi, as you said, as Sims going defensive. Evans tries to go to the inside, but realises Sims is there. Evans stays on the inside line. Sims locks up. And no added time to the race, but Tag Heuer need their cash. So we see their logo on the side of the screen as they continue through. And Van Dorn using Fan Boost, but this time he can't use it. Let's have from Da Costa.
Can't get it
Fan boost.
And Da Costa being told, use Fan Boost. Vern's used it, so Van Dorn's used it. Don't think Vern has yet, so it's Da Costa, Vern and Mortara left to use it. Oh, Vern's used it. Vern's used
a bit of
it.
a waste.
So, yeah, Da Costa can use it this lap coming out of the hairpin, just in case Van Dorn's there, because look how close he's got. Go on, press it now. Press it now. Although he's hit 10%. Can he actually use it now? He's hit 10. Don't think he can. It's once you hit 10%, you can't use it. So he's lost that privilege.
Want to get a penalty like Verline did in Schwebler last year.
Yeah, that's a true. So he's got to use it this lap. So come on, 3 to go, +1. 9%. That's tight. I think he's lost it.
Get it because he didn't use it. He used it because he used it when it was too late.
Yeah, I think he's going to use it. Oh, he can't use it now. As so Da Costa loses an advantage. So does Mortara. They haven't used it unless they have, and we haven't seen it on the battle screen. That is Mortara bringing some of the Formula E branding onto the black Rocket Venturi.
Blood to the Venturi, at least.
Yeah, it's a bit like the original colour scheme, isn't
Like
it? The blue.
Jaden Smith painting his own car.
Evans again trying to do the cutback, and this time right round the outside of Sims. Oh, beautiful!
Oh, he's done it!
That is beautiful.
Oh, I feel a bit for Sims there because he held that third place all race.
Let's hear from Evans.
Max efficiency, let's spend a bit of energy, and max efficiency.
Spend and use. So that's basically everybody's dream. Spend and use at the same time.
I think we've got, what, 3 laps left? So it's not out of the question.
well.
He could catch 2 ahead.
Gap of 2.1 seconds, though. These two have checked out at the front, Da Costa and Van Dorn. And Van Dorn will take the lead of the championship. So Mortara, having a bad weekend here in New York, has put Van Dorn into the championship lead in Mercedes' last ever season.
More importantly, Vern will only get a point from the whole weekend. So it's looking like Vern is starting to fall out of the title. It could be a 3-horse race from now on.
And 2 races left, or 2 weekends left, 4 races left. So technically 50, 100 points left on the board, plus pole time as well. So there's plenty left as they come back through into the hairpin. Van Dorn going a little bit too deep on the brakes. We've got a yellow flag somewhere out there, guys. Can't see where it is because everything's a bit glitchy. But yellow flag, Vern and Degrassi, I believe, turn 6 and 7. And it is! Vern and Degrassi have crashed, and I think they've blocked the track. So this could be a safety car, and Askew's involved as well. Double yellow.
Turn 6.
Oh, and it's a red flag.
Oh.
It's a red flag.
That's a red flag for sure.
Track's blocked. Degrassi, Vern, and red flag. Races stopped again. Red flag because can they get out of it? Oh, they've managed it. They've managed it. Only under yellows, they've managed it. Perfect stuff. So they've got it through. There's an Andretti
Askew's
off.
stranded.
Yeah, Askew stopped, and they haven't needed to red flag it. They haven't needed it. They might have to put full course yellow out though. But there's how long left? 2 laps to go with only 4% of energy.
I think if Askew's out of the way
22
like he
seconds.
is, they should just be able to cover that with yellows.
I'm hearing only yellows. They're not.
yellow.
Yeah, they're not going to hit it. They're not going to use it. So they're going to stay with yellows in the last 2. But they can't leave it there because that's Askew, and there's a load of debris at the exit. Double yellows in 5 and 6. That track was blocked. I was for sure certain they'd red flag that. But they've got through perfectly, so well done everybody to come back through. The heat getting a bit much now as well. Time has run out. Hey, we're back up. So time has run out. Oh, and there's Degrassi stopped down into the hairpin. Well, it's an absolute mess. But
Degrassi doing his best to get out of the way, I guess.
But Degrassi stopped at one of the overtaking spots, so that's it. Race is over. No one can overtake anywhere. Oh, and the computer's gone all funny as well.
Really bad for Burn. This really helps Mortara because it puts him into the final points place now.
It's all go. Last lap, the call, Nick, and it's all just blown up.
It's such a Formula E way to end a race, isn't it? Just have a quick track blockage because we haven't had
I'd
enough
love to see a
action.
replay of what happened there.
There's a lot of debris all over the
exit
track.
turn 7, car 28 is on driver's left. Please be aware, please be aware.
Car 8 drivers left, so there's more damage out there. They don't want to throw the yellow. They don't want to throw a full course yellow. They want this to go. But look at this. They're all on 1%.
Drivers left at the exit. Obey the flags.
Obey the flag.
Ooh,
Scott,
that's quite close.
yeah, Scott Elkin is desperate to finish this under green
there could be some
flag.
penalties later on.
Yeah, they've all got to be careful. They've all got to respect the yellows. DaCosta might just win this one. But there's Degrassi looks stopped. Well, this is
Van
insane.
slowed more than DaCosta did through that yellow flag.
Yeah, and look, DaCosta's on 0.7% of energy. Phil, this is lunacy. I don't get what is going on right now. They are all desperately trying to hold on, but DaCosta is going to take the win. 0.5%. DaCosta's lifting through the last corner. 0.3, 0.2, 0.1. DaCosta might just hit 0 before the line. He's hit 0 now. He's going to have to coast, but he's not. DaCosta crosses the line and takes his first win of the season. Van Dorn is in second position. And then third for Evans, but DaCosta definitely hit 0 and didn't lock up and slow down, guys. So what's your opinion on that? Cheetah are smiling, but I think Van Dorn might have won this race. DaCosta hit 0%, but did not lift. He was full throttle to the line.
Fine on the energy. How many times have we seen the cross the line with 0%?
Well,
It turns out they had just enough that the broadcast didn't show.
I think the car
I think
automatically
DaCosta's got
cuts
that
off.
one. It just depends.
Right.
Yellow. Yeah, exactly.
So DaCosta wins his first race since season 7, since the COVID days. Let's hear Dario Franchitti.
Okay, last season.
Dario's with our race winner.
Felix DaCosta, really good, I would say. Lights to flag. Well done, my man.
Thank you so much, Dario. I guess the back is back. We can say it.
That was dominant, well controlled, fantastic race.
Thanks, buddy.
Enjoy the celebration.
Will do.
There we go. So that's a good result, as I think we are having a few issues with our internet, as it's got so hot. That's a good sign of things to come, isn't it, with IndyCar coming up. So, it's official. DaCosta is the winner, from Van Dorn second, Evans is third, Sims fourth, Bird fifth, Friens is sixth, 7th for De Vries, 8th Dennis, 9th Lotter and 10th Mortara. But Nick, as a race director yourself on endurance racing in the esports as well, that was risky for me. What was your view on that?
I mean, it looked okay to start with, but when you saw how much Askew's car was actually poking out onto the track, DaCosta was no more than probably half a metre away from it coming around that corner. It should have been a full course yellow.
Yeah, I agree. We should have ended it under the full course yellow. And when that track was blocked again, I thought that we just avoided that red flag. Like, I reckon Scott Elkins was seconds away from pressing that red flag button because the leaders were barreling down and it was blocked, fully blocked. And that would have been 2 races in a row stopped with a red flag. Go on, Ned.
Joshua, do you think that was Scott Elkins reacting to the people moaning at him that they didn't restart yesterday? Do you think it was like, oh, well, I'll put some racing action in even though, and just hope it sorts itself out?
Yes.
I got the vibe of that from Scott Elkins' commentary there, or not commentary, his instructions.
Well, he did.
That they seemed a bit more...
Yeah, I agree with you completely. That seemed like it was Scott Elkin trying to make sure the race ended under green in whatever way he could because he didn't want to throw that red flag. I reckon he was seconds away from it, but that was a bit sloppy for me. It should have been full course yellow, as Nick says. It should have really been red flag because there was debris all over that track, and I was quite surprised that we didn't go to a red flag.
Virtual safety car, at the very least.
Yeah, the full course yellow virtual safety car would have sorted it. But the race ends on time, thankfully.
Interesting, they didn't show a replay of the incident as well.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet, have we? What caused it? So we need to see. I'm going to sit down and take my shoes off because it's getting very hot now. So sorry to everyone for standing so long.
Degrassi and Byrne had three-way crash between Degrassi, Byrne, and Askew.
Oh, that's a messy one. And look, who's in the garage? That is Sims, I think, been put into the weight bridge already. As this is so annoying.
Sims' best result of the season, 4th.
Yeah. Provisional Drivers' Championship shows Van Dorn on 155, Mortara 144. So that 11-point gap Mortara had coming into this weekend has switched, and Van Dorn has taken it. Evans is third on 139, Vern's on 128, Frien's on 104, and Da Costa on 103. Now, they're the 6 drivers,
Points for Vern
isn't it?
this weekend.
Yeah. So they are the 6 drivers mathematically still in the hunt for the championship with 100 points left on the board with 4 races to go, 2 in London and 2 in Seoul, South Korea. And that's going to be fun. And neither of you are going to be there in London.
Team's championship point of view.
Say again? Team's
From the
championship.
team's championship point of view, this is good for DS Techeetah because they scored no points yesterday. They were 3rd coming into today. So that win from Da Costa is going to be really important. Big day for Jaguar as well, getting a 3rd and 5th.
I'm hoping this doesn't take long. I want to reboot the internet between this race and IndyCar.
Whole internet?
Yeah, the whole internet. I'm going to switch the world on and off again, everybody. I'll
make a note not to go anything
I got
important.
the podium set up right here for you.
Oh, there's the podium. Great. Oh, God, don't put any more light on. You'll be baking. As there's the podium. Da Costa, Van Dorn, Evans. As it comes through. But, yeah, now they've got to get in a little driver's truck and go back to the buggy and go to turn 10 and have the podium. Why the podium at turn 10 of all the places? I mean, it's a bit ridiculous.
The view of it, I guess. I know a lot of people complain about the experience at New York,
Well,
which might be why it's coming off the calendar because the fans have complained about it so much.
yeah.
Well, I looked at it on Google Maps. It's in a bit of a wasteland almost.
Oh, is it? Oh. I mean, it made sense to have the podium in front of the Manhattan backdrop when the pit lane was there. Do you remember when the pit lane was down at turn 10? But they moved it a couple of years ago to where the start line was. So it doesn't really work anymore. But there is the podium. And there are the fans.
Logic in the port was...
They could at least take them in a car instead of a
part
buggy.
of logic,
Go on.
Josh, was they didn't want to hold it in a posh
Fair point, yeah. And there's the E-Village.
part of New York, because then that would feel like it would be excluding some of the poorer people. Although the ticket prices do make me question that logic.
Yes. I know
But
what you mean.
anyway, I
Yeah.
can't, because I've got the 2 grandstand tickets for London in a few weeks' time.
And you and Nick are both going to London. I'm so jealous, but I'm slightly glad now because with that Formula One race clashing
Nick, you
with
should bring
Swiss
the
too, yeah.
Bring a Von car. I'll bring the stickers.
Okay, I might do. I'm only there on the
I
Sunday.
need-
Oh, are you only there on the Sunday?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm away on the Saturday.
Oh, I was going to say, I was going to drag you in.
Sorry.
'Cause I'm there for Saturday. Yeah, Megan will be taking you through Formula 2 sprint race, and she'll be taking you through the entire of the second race in London. Let's have Da Costa.
Retirement yesterday to being the New York ePrix champion today. How are you feeling?
I love it. This is a little bit like our Monaco, you know, like it's such an incredible
Really?
city, and to win here, I finished 2nd and 3rd in the past, and to win this one today.
You have
it's
Monaco on the
amazing.
calendar.
Monaco.
From where we're coming from.
Yeah, they
such
have
a tough
Monaco.
Like someone
this
who's
season, and I love this.
high
I
off
love
the
the
adrenaline
struggle.
of winning.
I love
Yeah.
to keep proving everyone wrong and to work with my guys and keep on improving and finding ourselves better, and here we are standing as a winner this season
Da
again.
Costa to win another race.
Wow,
Monaco
amazing.
last year.
Thank you
though.
so much to the team,
Yes,
everyone. Fan boost every
Ah,
race.
so season 8.
I love it.
I know,
We
it's
can see
season-
how much you love it. How hard did you have to fight for that?
Very. I mean, well, these guys behind, they were keeping me
He
honest
didn't
the
use
whole
it
way.
today,
you know,
so.
and I didn't have a lot of information how we were doing on holidays.
We need a holiday.
We do. On energies. And so I was just trying to stick to my targets. I was mentally ready to fight, and if I have to lose the position, I would, but I really wanted to this win, and I could see with like 10 laps to go that was it. That's what Stoff had, and I could keep him behind if I made no mistakes. But the track was picking up the grip a lot. Car started to oversteer. It was very hard to not make mistakes. But yeah, just so happy for this.
And to see the reaction for your team as they're walking past, your first team win of the season.
It is, yeah, first win of the season for us. We worked so hard, man. It's these guys call me up to Paris and I spend weeks in the sim. It's boring, it sucks, but it pays off. So I need to thank them as well. I know I'm the one lifting the trophy now, but I can't do it without the 80 guys behind me back in Paris as well. So so happy, and to do it with all the fans, man, it's amazing. The in-lap was amazing.
Massive congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I honestly think DaCosta might be on something in that interview as well. He was completely out of it. I didn't know how much I had on holiday. I mean, on energy.
Very hot race, so no rain to cool them off. Like
Fair point, yeah. Nick?
And a bit optimistic from the interviewer to call him, what did he call him? The champion of the New York ePrix. Doesn't quite well like that.
Yeah, and also...
I noticed that. I read a...
Go on.
Noticed there was an interview with Sam Bird pre-race that said, oh, he's the reigning Formula E champion because he won 5 or 6 New York City ePrix. And it's just like, well, that's not how it works.
The Formula E
Americans used to Indy 500 where you win one race, you're basically the champion.
I mean, are the presenters familiar with the series they're covering at the moment? Because it seems like I have the greatest respect for Jack, Dario, Nicky, and Darren and Ridzi as well. But at sometimes, especially the past couple of weekends, it seems like they just don't know what they're on about. It's very confusing watching it as well. So I hope they're okay. Oh, go on. I can't hear you.
They get a little picture because a lot of showing on the local thing. Anyway, I got to go. I can't really get into this right now. But anyway, I showed you the podium, so...
Okay, Ed. Cheers, Ed.
But anyway, it was good fun, and I'll see you in London, Nick, and have fun, Josh.
Great, thank you, Ed. See you later. Thanks for your company this weekend. And coming into it as well, I'm just taking Nick off. Where is he? There we go. Coming through. Hello. What are you looking forward to then going to London? Because you're actually going to be there, which I'm incredibly jealous about.
Yeah, well, hope I don't get COVID.
Fair point, yes.
But, yeah, it's going to be there's a lot of people with a lot to gain, isn't there?
Sadly so, yeah.
Like Evans, I think my money's on Evans.
For the whole race
He seems to be the most...
Yeah.
For their championship. I think he's the most consistently up there. And even if he has a bad qualifying, that just seems to be sort of a minor inconvenience for him. He always finds a way to get up. So I'm expecting good, hard racing.
Was that double win in Rome for Evans like his "I'm going to win this year" moment? He was dominant. He's the only one to do the double so far this season.
I think so, yeah. He was just absolutely... It's like, here's Evans. Oh, he's overtaken everyone. Now he's won. Unstoppable.
Sadly, it came too late for Prost when he did it in London in Season 2. At Battersea when he won both of those races. But it's going to be fun. Yeah, so London next time out. Now, as I was saying before we threw to DaCosta, it's going to be a bit of a different format that weekend because everything is on again. So the Formula 2 sprint race that clashes with race 1, Megan Burch will be taking you through the F2 sprint race. I'll be covering the Formula E race. But on Sunday, we actually swap over because at the moment there's a direct clash between the end of the Hungarian Grand Prix and the start of London. So Megan is going to be commentating on London and I'll be commentating on Hungary as well as F1 takes the priority. But I'm going to be sad to miss a race, so hopefully Megan gives it all. Let's hear from Mitch Evans with
Today,
Ritzy.
unfortunately, I think we slipped away from us, but the pace was strong and that's really encouraging.
Back on the podium again, congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Well, Eurosport managed to miss everything else, but that was him finishing third. And this bus mix is hot, hot, hot. So I'm going to give that a call as well before the start of the race, which you can join us. We're on air at about 8 o'clock, I think, for the IndyCar. Lights out, well, green flag is at 8:30 as well. Megan's going to be making her way into the sweat box which is what we've renamed
It's not
this
a commentary box anymore.
No, it's literally the sauna. It's so hot. I think it's cooled a little bit, but that's only because I'm sat down and with my feet on the concrete floor with no shoes on. So I honestly think it's like, I think it's now dropped from 41 degree. It might only be the terrifying 38. So
Okay, get your coat on now.
Yeah, I'm a bit chilly actually. I need full on winter gear, which is around here somewhere. But this podium takes forever. Always bugs me as well.
Have they fallen in the river?
Yes, they're trying to cool off. It's 29 degrees there. Bless them.
Yep.
I mean, what is it here? What is it here? 31. 31. So that's where I am. 37 and 40 as well. Coming up next week.
We've got 40 on Tuesday.
We've got it Tuesday as well, yeah. Blimey, it's going to be hot.
Not looking for. I'm going into the office where there's some air conditioning.
Brave. Let's hear from Sam Bird coming in.
P16 to P5. That was unbelievable. How do you assess that?
Jaguar TCS Racing gave me an awesome car. We knew it all weekend. You know, things haven't gone our way this year for whatever reasons, but we knew here, especially here, that we had a really stonking quick car. Qualifying, yet again, lady luck, like Jev crashing in front of me in a corner where the pit lane entry is next, so I'm the only one affected. So to start 16, come through to 5th was mega. Hats off to my team who worked super hard, have helped keep my head up through what has been a challenging year, and now kind of like proving myself again and go on to London with a load of positivity.
You're always incredibly humble. You always talk about the team. But in terms of yourself, giving yourself some credit, are you proud of that battle that you put on? Because it was monumental to see that come back.
Yeah, I'll probably wake up in the morning and feel proud. I see this weekend as an opportunity missed, to be honest, because of the speed that we've shown. But it must have been a decent enough drive to come through and get 10 points for the team. And that's really, really critical in the fight to help Mitch and also for the team's championship.
And kind of touching on that, how proud are you of both of your performances? To see Jaguar up there pushing for that podium, and especially given that P16 start, but to see you guys both up there, often it's sometimes one or the other. Today it was both.
Yeah, it's awesome, and that's credit to every single person here and factory side, simulator side, all the partners, everybody that's invested so much time and effort. It showcases that if we continue to push, we're going to continue to get results, and that not only stems for this year, but it stems forward to the Gen 3.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
A monumental fight from Sam Bird. Now we can hand over for another story to Jack.
Yeah, I mean, I'm now here with Alexander Sims. What, I mean, you've got to be delighted with that.
Yeah, I think you said it. Got to be happy with that.
Yeah. Delighted.
Honestly, yeah, it's tough when you start on the front row, but yeah, feels like a podium. Honestly, that's been a hard season, and today, you know, I'd say it's one of the best race cars we've had all year. Well managed from the pit wall. It was tough, you know. I had Van Dorn behind me, willing to overtake De Vries, then Evans, you know. So I was constantly playing rear gunner a little bit to Antonio, and then the people ahead once they overtook me. So yeah, always had to overconsume a touch here and there, but overall our pace was good. We executed a good race, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was the thing, because honestly, with the sort of race pace that, broadly speaking, the Mahindras had this year, was maybe thinking you would be going further back over the course of the race, and then you were defending loads, and every time the energy came up, it was like, oh, he's doing fine, energy-wise. Were you sort of surprised?
Well, I mean, obviously you hope for the best and prepare for the worst. And today, yeah, thankfully we were able to keep good pace immediately with Antonio. You know, you always get a gauge in those first 3-4 laps of where the car's at and where your pace is at, and we were holding station with Antonio pretty well. And so, yeah, after that, you just got to wait to see how the race unfolds. But yeah, just very, very pleased. Full credit goes to the entire team, every engineer, every mechanic, all the marketing crew. You know, everyone's worked so hard, and to give them a just reward with some decent points, front row start, you know, it's all very, very nice.
Congratulations, well done. Let's head over to the podium. Nicky's there.
Oh, fantastic. Podium time finally coming up shortly as well. I mean, this takes forever, doesn't it, Nick, in New York? I mean, London, it's in the XL Centre as well. And what grandstand are you in, by the way, on Sunday?
Turn 1.
Oh, so you're
So
inside?
we're looking down the pit straight. I'm inside, yes. I get sunburnt.
Oh, you've got to send some videos. You have to put them in the ERC chat. Just make us all jealous.
Try and take my camera as well. Catch whatever goes on at turn 1.
Oh, God, yeah. Yes, it's a shame we don't have... we will be on site eventually. And that's what we need. We need an on-site commentary box like they have there. And,
with air conditioning.
With air conditioning, obviously, yes.
Yep.
And not sweating. But honestly, I actually said I said earlier on, if it's like this next weekend when we do the French Grand Prix, I'm going to wheel everything into the carport because it'll be a bit cooler. But when I left the commentary box, we're in the carport, it's just as hot, and that's shaded area. So I think I'm just going to have to suffer and have lots of water.
This week.
Nope. Thankfully, I'm not in the box Monday, Tuesday, because I think I might actually cook. But I'm okay. Podium's coming up. Go on.
That boat they had with all the water cannons, that looked nice. I'll just go sit under that.
Do you know, a top tip, everybody, if you have a shower, have a lukewarm, cold shower, and then it refreshes you so much. There's the boat you're on about.
Yeah, that one. I'll just stand underneath that for a bit. That would be nice.
That's what we need. Just freeze. Just completely freeze, that'll do it. Okay, onto the podium then. Come our drivers in the teams for the first time this year. DS Techeetah take the victory. The first win since Monaco in Season 7, as you heard Edward Hunter say before he left the commentary box. We're on Season 8 now, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, so last year was Season 7, good. I thought I can't work out where we are anymore because it's gone to... Yeah.
I can still remember Heidfeld flipping over like it was last week.
Yeah, I was commentating on that one as well, actually. And that was a terrifying crash. I mean, although I was commentating it on the computer ITV4, and everyone else was watching on the TV ITV4. So they knew about it 48 seconds before I did. So suddenly, me and Megan are commentating on the last lap. We hear all sorts of excitement going on in the front room. And then David comes in and said, there's a driver who's flipped over. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh, okay. Actually, he never said that. He said there's been a crash. He never said they flipped over. And just as he said it, Heidfeld went for the move and he rotated over the back. And that's what happened.
Yep. And then there was Lewis Hamilton tweeted about it 3 years later or something, didn't he? Saying, I hope they're okay.
Yeah, nice for him to check in. Yeah, that was was it 2016, 17? Yeah. Always handy, isn't it, Lewis, to come through?
Yep.
Third place for Evan, second place for Van Dorn. First place, though, for Antonio Felix da Costa, who's come through. Internet seems to have actually made itself look okay, so I'm not going to reset the world's internet. Just let everyone know. Should be okay. I'll give it a cool down. As onto the podium comes da Costa. I think he's happy, Nick.
I think he is, yeah. Looks it, doesn't he? Probably one of the nicest guys in top-level motorsport, you have to say.
Can't remember what countries he's from now. It's completely escaped mine. I want to say Portugal.
Yeah, he's holding the Portuguese flag.
Yeah.
It's not a bad backdrop for the podium, is it, with the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah, nice. I like that. See Manhattan in the back. Okay, It's time.
For the first time since May last year, it's the Portuguese.
The Portuguese national anthem for Antonio Felix da Costa. And now the Chinese, the French? Okay, the French national anthem for DS Techeetah, even though it should really be the Chinese. I'll tell you what, Nick. It's the French national anthem from DS, but it should have been the Chinese for Chichita, so I don't know what's happened there.
Yeah, is it some countries they can't play the Chinese anthem? Do I remember that rightly?
It could be because of America as well. I can't think. But either way, the Statue of Liberty felt very much at home as well, with herself being French. And if anybody says, but the Statue of Liberty, it's American. No, go look at my history books. It was gifted to America by the French. So the Statue of Liberty...
It used to be copper-coloured as well, didn't it?
Yes, but it's
corroded.
Yes, it's corroded green. It used to be copper.
There's also a really creepy photo of when it was being made, and it's just the face piece.
Oh, God, I've seen that one, yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah, I don't like that one. Ugh. But, yeah, so the Statue of Liberty is French, and she lives here illegally, as it came through. Yeah, I thought they might do this. Third place trophy goes to Mitch Evans. Stoffel Van Dorn will take the second place trophy. Eurosport have gone to an ad break now, but we've got the stream up. Van Dorn in second then. Championship leader, Nick, going into London. That's he's turned around 14-point gap and has taken the lead.
He has, but this is Formula E. So that means very little usually, doesn't it? Anything can happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it usually does.
What happened in London last year where we had a double win and then the championship changed again from that London? I can't remember who put it in second place and got their championship back on track. I think it was, was it De Vries? Somebody.
It was quite a tame race, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We had Evans won one race and Dennis won the other.
Yes.
Oh no, it was Lynn. Sorry, Dennis and Lynn.
The most exciting thing was De Grassi went through the pit lane and stopped briefly, didn't he? It was legal. But yeah.
Or did he?
Yeah, he did stop.
Just blocked
that. That was unfair because I thought it was genius from De Grassi, but
it was.
Yeah, apparently illegal. Anyway, drivers take the selfie. The selfie that we never get to see on any of the social medias. It just sort of gets taken and not posted anywhere because Formula E like to be different.
Whose phone does it go on?
I think it goes on Nikki Shields. I think she puts them in a little album, but it looks like an iPhone 6 as well, so it's a really old phone.
I wouldn't be giving my phone to a load of sweaty racing drivers after they've just, drop it.
Neither did I. Crack the screen. Think about the warranty. Anyway, it's champagne time over there in New York City. Celebrate, ironically enough, put on the top with the mum champagne. Right, 2 weeks' time. Should we do it all again in London? Every 2 weeks now, Formula E. It's getting quite consistent. And then it's a 7-month break. No, 6-month break before the first race in not Diriyah. It will be in Mexico, which means Edward Hunter will be joining me for the first race of the season for the first time.
That's a good track to have, though.
Oh, yeah.
Mexico's a great race.
Mexico is a fantastic venue. All right, Nick, thanks for joining me today. What are your closing thoughts from New York City?
It's been a great 2 days of racing, isn't it? The rain yesterday, and today was just a good race. De Vries just needs to, I think, chill out a little bit. He seems to be driving. Well, I think he knows he's probably not going to be in Formula E next season, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's not going to be there.
So
we're hearing rumours. Is it WEC he's going to? I've been hearing rumours about for De Vries.
He already races there, I think.
Oh, there was something I was hearing to fly around.
Do Mercedes have a hypercar project?
That's it, yeah. I don't think they do, but it's something. Yeah, so I'll chase up on that, actually, because there was something I read about De Vries and it's disappeared. But he's not racing in Formula E next year, you're right. It's going to be good.
We've got Rosenqvist back, probably, haven't we?
Yes, yeah, Rosenqvist coming back in the McLaren seat. I think alongside, if I'm correct, Will Stevens, if that's the rumour. I know Danny Ricciardo.
Yeah, he did the test, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did the F1 test. So
we'll keep an eye out, but I suppose, Nick, your overall highlight would be winning yesterday in the ERC.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that doesn't... Yeah, why not?
Yes, we should also point out Nick's also one of the race directors there as well. So he did not manipulate. He did a very good race, I'm told. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for your company, Nick, and thanks to Edward Hunter as well, and to Megan yesterday in race 1. Right, join us again in 40 minutes where we'll crack on and get on with IndyCar as they're on the streets of Toronto. And remember, It's only available on Peacock over in America, so you can watch along here with team radio and live driver trackers and all of the fancy gizmos as well. It's going to be a cracker, so you don't want to miss it. It's only on Peacock, so it's going to be here to watch again. Last time we were here, we had 10,000 viewers last time, so it was exclusively on Peacock, so fingers are crossed. Thanks, Nick, and my thanks to all of you at home. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time in London when we go under the XL Centre once again. But from New York City, it's been a dream. Yesterday it was Nick Cassidy. He was flying high. Today it's Antonio Felix da Costa, who said this place is better than Monaco. Well, that's the last race he won, so probably would be. We'll see you in London in 2 weeks' time. Bye to you all.